Chris Walker, Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for the Hamilton County Health Department, joins us again this week. Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
All right, bring us up to date. What do our COVID numbers look like for Hamilton County at the time being?
We're starting to trend downward, it looks like, which is a good thing. We're through the 2 weeks of spring break and those weeks of spring break and the 2 weeks following. And I think we're starting to see that downward trend. The county's still in a yellow advisory this week, and our positivity rate for all tests is 6.3. So I expect over the next week or two, we'll start seeing that come down a little bit. Hopefully we'll get back to the blue here very shortly.
Well, and we're killing it in terms of getting people vaccinated in the county. Tell us where we're at there with the eligible population and how many have taken us up on the vaccines.
Sure. So 43.7% of those 16 and over have already been fully vaccinated within the county. That's, I believe, over 112,000 people. So we're making great strides. That's a little over 10% more than the state average. So we're doing good things. We just need to keep it up. Yeah, we're almost at 113,000 right now. Now We'll probably cross that threshold today.
We've started to notice that as more and more vaccination clinics are coming online, there are more options for people to get their vaccines someplace else. And we're having an issue a little bit with some cancellations at our 4-H fairgrounds. Talk about that.
Sure. So we've started seeing some cancellations pop up over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It got up to the point where we were having 50 or more a day. And subsequently, we thought about some solutions that we had here in the county, and emergency management stepped up with one of their systems that they have that allows us to contact everyone for the next week and just remind them, hey, you've got an appointment. Press 1 to say, yes, I'm coming, or press 2 to say, no, you can cancel my appointment. And that comes via phone number or text. We also have a phone number that you can call, which is 317-776-8566. You'll need to leave your name, date of birth, phone number, and the date of your appointment so we can cancel that. But you can find that on our social media if you need to track that number down. But again, that's only for our site. We cannot cancel appointments for anywhere else in the county or anywhere else in the state for that matter.
So you kind of implemented this late last week. How's it going so far?
Yeah, so last week we sent out messages to 3,500 people. About 2/3 of them responded, and over 200 people called and canceled their appointments, which is great. We'd rather them call and cancel. We were able to remove their appointments from the system, which puts up 200 more appointments for folks that were unable to get in ahead of time. So we'll be doing that again today. It'll go out at 6 o'clock tonight to the next 3,500 that are scheduled to get their appointments next week.
And has there been good take-up for those appointments as they free up?
Yeah, we filled every one of them this week. And we've seen that our no-shows have been cut into half or more.
That's fantastic. Trinity Free Clinic has been a good partner of ours, and they just opened a vaccine clinic, I think yesterday. Any word on how that's going? Are there appointments available?
Yeah, the Trinity has been amazing at helping us throughout this entire COVID-19 response. They've opened up as a testing clinic. They've been partners at our Carmel vaccination site we did just a couple of weeks ago. And now they've opened up a site of their own where they're providing the Moderna vaccine as well. And there are appointments. I think I saw some for today as well as for Saturday, but it looks like they have a little more limited schedule. So I would definitely make sure that if that's a convenient place for you, you get on sooner rather than later and snatch that appointment up and get vaccinated.
Johnson & Johnson's back in the mix this week. Tell us what you're hearing about that.
Yes, Johnson & Johnson was there. We resumed doing Johnson & Johnson vaccinations across the country. I don't know that there are any locations in Hamilton County that are doing them right now. But I think, the important thing to remember is that the rate of these incidents that they've seen are incredibly low. There were 13 cases in women between 18 and 49 and 2 in women 50 and older. So that equates to 7 cases per million doses of Johnson & Johnson given in that 18 to 49-year-old age group, and 0.9 per million in the female population 50 and over. So I mean, that's still an incredibly low number. It's still an incredibly safe vaccine. But, as always, it's your responsibility to be the owner of your own health. And if you have concerns, certainly reach out to your primary care provider and have a conversation with them.
The CDC came out with new recommendations about masks yesterday. Tell us what that means.
Yeah, so the CDC recommended that fully vaccinated people were not required to wear masks outdoors, but recommended them for crowded gatherings like concerts and sporting events. They do recommend that folks that are unvaccinated still maintain them for small gatherings with people that are vaccinated and unvaccinated. If you dine at an outdoor restaurant with people from multiple households, and definitely for those crowded events that we just talked about as well. So, it's all about protecting yourself. Of course, those that are unvaccinated still really need to be cognizant of that social distancing as well.
What are we hearing, if anything, more about Pfizer and the emergency use authorization for kids 12 to 16?
I've not seen anything on it lately. I think they were talking the end of this month, possibly the beginning of May. So I would expect within the next 2 weeks or so, we'll find out if they are going to lower it down to 12 years of age or lower. So yeah, I would say stand by, and we will make sure that we push that out as soon as that's available.
Super. Good stuff. Chris Walker, Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for the Hamilton County Health Department. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next week.